The Kentucky Derby Festival is picking up, and all things Derby are coming to the city of Louisville once again this time of year. Excited for the event we're talking about today. Joining me now is Mike Gandolfo of the Kentucky Derby Festival to talk about Bourbonville. Mike, welcome to the show.
Man, I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having us.
Bourbonville, Louisville, they're almost interchangeable because that is what has been such a historic part of our city for so long, and Bourbonville is a way to fully encapsulate and celebrate that. Right, Mike?
Absolutely. It's actually kind of weird, I guess, that we've only had this event since 2017. And this is like encompasses everything that's awesome about the city of Louisville. The Kentucky Derby Festival, bourbon, we're bringing it all together. We're kicking it off with this great cocktail party. And just such an affordable price point and a way that kind of brings, it's approachable for everyone. And you know what I really love about the event is that you don't have to be like a hardcore bourbon person to love it because we have all these great signature cocktails. The food is always amazing. Your ticket price gets you all that stuff, all you can drink, all you can eat. Come out and have a good time.
Yeah, I'd love to hear more about that side of things, the food side of things, because so much of where bourbon has gone in the last several years is how can we pair it with some of the incredible dining that we do have around the city of Louisville. So take us through that. For maybe you're not a giant bourbon head and you're not just a massive follower of the bourbon community, but you do love the food community. This is a chance to learn a lot more about both segments.
Yeah, the Bristol's going to be doing all of our catering, and you can go to kdf.org, go to the Bourbonville site. You can see the full menu there, and it's a great example of the foods that pair well with bourbon, but also will help soak up some of the libations maybe that you indulged in that night.
So take us through the details of the actual event. So the Republic Bank Bourbonville is next Thursday, April 13th, right?
Yep, and you can get in at 6:30. If you get a VIP ticket, you can actually get in a little bit early, so you can get that preview of really what's going on, maybe beat the crowds, kind of, you got a whole VIP area, but we've only got a handful of VIP tickets left. I mean, when I say handful, like 4 or 5 left. So if you're gonna do that, you gotta get them today. And it's a great experience. 6:30 to 9:30 though, and there's gonna be music. It's always just a great festive event.
And it's happening down at the Fraser History Museum. I love that connection because I've mentioned it already a couple of times, but the history of bourbon is so important. I think that's such a unique setting, Mike, for an event like this, but it makes so much sense.
And it's the start of, it's the official start of the Kentucky Bourbon Trail, right? So it's where the Welcome Center is, and everything goes great with us. And this event, having it at the Fraser, has been an amazing experience for us, and we're really appreciative also of Republic Bank. They've been amazing sponsors for us as well.
So we got a couple of bottles of bourbon right in front of us. I take it there are going to be some incredible bourbons at this event.
Absolutely.
The namesake, what can people expect as far as the distilleries that will be represented from a cocktail perspective, a tasting perspective, things like that?
I think one thing that's always awesome is that a lot of the master distillers are going to be there. So you can hang out, talk to them in a very social setting. But you go around and you can, if you're not if you want the straight bourbon, they'll give you the straight bourbon so you can taste it and compare some of these. And we've done a great job of having some old established brands like Four Roses and Old Forester, along with some of the brands that have really kind of came along in the last decade, like Bourbon 30 and Rabbit Hole, and even some of the newer things like RD1, and just some incredible brands. So you get the whole gamut. You can taste and see what you like, but then every single one of these places is also going to have a signature cocktail for you to try too. So if you're a mixed drink person, those are going to be available.
Mike, again, you are lucky enough to have the jacket.
The pink jacket,
part of the board. You are part of the planning of events like this. What is special about this event to you, and what do you love so much about it that goes into the planning of it?
You know, for me, the planning of it is awesome because our staff at KDF is just amazing. I don't think people realize that KDF has really run the whole Derby Festival, all these events, the huge economic impact is really run by just a handful, of employees and all these great volunteers that we have. But when we come to something like Bourbonville, we've got all walks of life. Just celebrating our community in one space, it just really kind of brings it together for me. And again, you don't have to be the bourbon snob, the person who would never put ice in their bourbon. You can do that, or you can be the person who just enjoys all these different mixed drinks as well.
So the people that are, of course, going to naturally be gravitating to this are the foodies, are the bourbon people.
Yeah.
But who might be
the socialites?
Yeah, the socialites. But who are the people that might be on the fence? So this is an opportunity for you to say, like, hey, if you've not been, here's a great reason why you need to attend.
Well, you need to come mainly because, I'm an old person with kids, and so you're done by 9:30. That's not bad, right?
Yeah,
so listen, from spending a Thursday afternoon from 6:30 to 9:30, you kind of go in there, you get your 3 hours of socialization, get to see all these amazing people, get introduced to these brands. I mean, it is a huge cocktail party, and I'm naturally introverted, believe it or not. but I love this event because there's something for everybody.
What I've heard is everyone's naturally introverted until they have a couple of
bourbons,
those signature cocktails out
then
at
I'm dancing to the
Bourbonville.
jazz quartet, and I'm going crazy. I love it.
What are the things that have stuck to you? You mentioned this is quickly becoming a must-attend event in the city of Louisville around the the Kentucky Derby Festival, but it hasn't been around as long as some of the other KDF
2017
events.
was our first one.
But what are the things in those 6 years that have really stuck out to you as something that's just like, that's really just, you know, hit home with you as something that you just really, really cherish about this?
We have all these great events, and they all kind of, I know after Thunder happens, they all kind of get compacted. This is kind of like the unofficial cocktail party for the locals to just really celebrate what Kentucky Derby Festival's before. It's like the calm before the storm, before everything gets crazy. We got to have a couple drinks, and then we're ready to take on the massive 3 weeks of the festival.
And we've been showing some of the merchandise down here.
Oh, the merchandise is awesome.
And I don't think the cameras would even be able to do it justice. Like, these are some very, very soft shirts, folks. You guys can get this merchandise on the website, right?
Yes, if you go to the website, there's a little button in the top corner that says shop. You can go there, you can buy, it might say buy, it says buy or says shop, one of the two. But you can buy all this incredible merchandise, from the vest to the shirts, which are incredibly soft, incredibly comfortable. They're not KDF branded, they're all Bourbonville branded, so it's a great shirt to just celebrate our community. I always wear them when I travel, because people always want to stop and talk about Bourbonville.
Yeah. Well, even in the interview we had just a second ago, the gentlemen down in Texas were talking about the whiskey there, and it's just like, it's such a great conversation starter. So of course an event like this is going to encourage and invite a lot of great conversations. Mike, we got a couple minutes left. If you don't mind, actually we got about 30 seconds left. Sure. If you don't mind, invite people out one more time where they can get information about. You
got to hurry. You got to go to kdf.org, find the Bourbonville page, get your tickets. The VIP will sell out probably today. We have some general admission spaces left as well. The experience is going to be amazing. The food's going to be fantastic. The music, the atmosphere. Come out and celebrate our community. Come to Bourbonville.
Well, I've got my drinks covered for the day, so thank you, Mike Gandolfo of the KDF. Thank you so much for being here. Again, next Thursday, April 13th at the Fraser History Museum. That's Bourbonville. I got my drinks covered. I'm going to go get some food covered. I'm heading out to the parking lot here at Wave to talk with our Made in Brazil food truck. It's Food Truck Friday right here on Wave. Listens, don't go anywhere.